Routines. Why do we need them? I personally didn't see the point of having one for the longest time and purposely avoided becoming a routine person. I mean, who actually likes going through the same monotonous regimen day after day? I thought that it made life feel too predictable. But that was until I understood what routines are actually for. I realized that having a meaningful and solid routine in place gives structure to my otherwise very messy and complicated life. It took me a while to create a meaningful routine that works for me and my lifestyle, but now I'm able to make small strides towards my goals every day, prioritize and pay attention to what's truly important to me, and finally spend every single day as if it matters. Routines are supposed to work for us, not against us. It doesn't have to be boring because it's up to us to fine-tune it and include all the things that we love about life. In case you are also looking to create a meaningful routine for yourself, I have some tips for you. We all know that we have 24 hours in a day, but not all are the same. I have the most energy in the mornings, but feel quite lazy and sluggish towards the middle of the day, and I feel the most creative at night. Knowing this, it's been really helpful to group the tasks into the time of the day that makes the most sense to get them accomplished. I try to get the most important things done in the mornings, like tackling my big projects, getting exercise, making phone calls, and dealing with people in general. Towards the middle of the day, I'll check my emails, do the dishes, and maybe go grocery shopping. And during the evenings, I don't like to schedule anything because creativity needs a little more room to breathe. So instead of scheduling every hour of the day, I find that dividing up my day into 3 simple parts really works well for me to get everything I need to get done without overworking myself. I love cooking, but more as a hobby and not as a chore. What I mean by that is I love trying out new recipes and being creative with different flavors. But on a regular workday, it's difficult enough to find the motivation to prep, cook, and wash all the dishes multiple times a day. So instead of always getting takeout or wondering what to eat, I created a little cookbook of our favorite simple and somewhat healthy meals that I can always refer back to. We have been obsessed with spring rolls lately, so I'll cut all the vegetables or portion the ingredients in advance so I can put it together when I'm hungry, and it takes very little effort. It is the best way to simplify what used to be such a complicated task. I don't only do this in the kitchen, but I try to apply the same concept to everything that's complicated in my life. Especially when I know that I have a really busy week coming up, I'll try to make sure to pre-plan my outfits, make sure the fridge is stocked, block off a couple of days in my calendar, and just plan one trip to town to run all my errands in one go. When we simplify our days, we have more energy to spend on what actually matters and what requires more of us. Besides, simplifying doesn't mean that it has to degrade in value. This spring roll, especially with the peanut sauce, is simple yet delicious. To add meaning and to have a bigger purpose in our lives, I think we all need to have goals. Not only because goals are fulfilling in and of itself, but because we learn so much from the path that leads us there. I try to remember that when I'm starting something new, it's going to be intimidating and that I will be embarrassingly awkward at it first, like me and my Portuguese at the moment. But the beauty is that progress comes when we invest enough time and energy into it every day. Nothing meaningful or worthwhile happens overnight, so we have to break it into small, manageable chunks and dedicate time to it in our daily routine. Even if it's 5 minutes, that's 5 more minutes of progress that we've made. And following this pattern, we will eventually get there. And one day we'll look back and see how far we've come. I think a big part of creating a meaningful routine is to create a routine that you love. I mean, I could just go to my neighborhood grocery store and get all of my produce, but it's such a treat to drive up the mountain every weekend and go to the farmer's market instead. We all have responsibilities, chores, habits, and tasks that just need to get done. So why not make it more fun, exciting, and enjoy the process of doing it? It might be drinking your coffee from your favorite mug every morning, eating your lunch on a bench or under a tree instead of at your desk, listening to your favorite podcast while folding the laundry, using your favorite pen to write in your cute journal. Whatever makes you happy, incorporate it into your routine, because a routine that we love creates a life that we love. I recently came across a quote that said, "Use your weekends to build your dream life, not to escape your current one." See, I don't believe that we need to drop everything in our current life to start something new. 20-year-old Sophie would have done that, but 30-year-old me is a tiny bit more responsible and thinks it's possible to still live life the best you can while planning your dream life in your spare time. While I'm more than grateful for everything I have, I don't think that I necessarily have to stick with one thing for the rest of my life. New experiences, meeting new people, collecting stories, and changing careers, these all broaden our horizons. And whenever I have some time to myself, I'm always busy plotting my next adventure. Maybe you are an accountant who loves to paint, or an artist who would love to study medicine, a barista who wants to open up their own cafe one day. I hope you find room in your current life to dream, and not only to dream, but find time to create a map to make that reality one day. I just want to thank every single one of you for supporting me. I hope you know how much it means to me, how much I appreciate every single one of you. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. My name is Sophie, and I create content on slow living and minimalism and talk about ways that we can live a more intentional life. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, and until next time, take care guys, and I'll talk to you soon.